time management. Time management tips. We'll start these one at a time. They are crucial. You have to take time to make time for the important things in your life. About 30 minutes max every morning, plan your day. And that's when you arrange to get your important tasks done. Every person has the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours. So, what's the difference between the people who accomplish a lot and the ones who just complain they never have enough time? Let me tell you, it's wise scheduling decisions. And of course, there will be bonuses if you schedule your time. You'll enjoy better health, less stress. You won't have to be pressured with a lot of multitasking. And you certainly will never need to procrastinate. It's on your schedule, and you'll never waste any time. The second time management tip, set your priorities. Ideally, this is done at the beginning of every term. You have to have a goal. And then when you get down to your day-to-day, you need to look at what's in your life and then set what needs to get done that day. This chart from Covey, Merrill and Merrill in 1994 maps it out pretty well. There are 4 quadrants, and you can put everything in your life into one or the other of these. Okay? Number 1, important and urgent. Number 2, important but not urgent. Number 3, urgent but not important. And number 4, not urgent and not important. The first quadrant includes a crisis that may have just cropped up, pressing problems you have to take care of, deadline-driven projects, and group work preparations that must be completed today. If they are not done today, there will be serious repercussions. That's how you can tell important and urgent. The second quadrant is important but not urgent. These things should be done and soon, but they don't have to be done today. If these things are not completed soon, on time, because they are important, something will happen, but it won't happen tomorrow or later today. It's in the future a bit. Here's a good example. It's 2 months before your big presentation. You need to choose a topic and find sources. This is an important task, but at this moment, it is not urgent. Okay, here's urgent but not important. Here's where you have to organize and prioritize. If you've got something in urgent but not important, these are interruptions from the boss, some phone calls, some mail, some reports, some meetings. They seem to be pressing. Some of your popular activities, things you like to do, Facebook, talk on the phone. But nothing significant will happen if they never get done at all. Here's a scenario for urgent but not important. It's only 3 days before your big graduation party. You decide it would be really nice to have 300 handmade party favors ready for your guests, but it's so close to your party date. Are you going to get it done? So it's urgent, 3 days. You can consider making 100 a day, but if you don't do it, nothing will happen. You'll still have a nice party, and your guests aren't going to know the difference at all. Quadrant 4, organize and prioritize. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. It's trivia, busy work, junk mail, some social phone calls, escape activities, other time thieves. These items are your time eaters. How about you just drop them right out of your calendar, right? Effective people now will stay out of quadrants 3 and 4 because urgent or not, they are not important. So at this point, you're going to have only 2 boxes, both of them important, and you just have to decide, does it need to be done now or can it be put off till tomorrow or the next day? And that depends on the consequences. It is not procrastination, it is planning. Many effective people stay out of even quadrant 1 because they handle quadrant 2 so well. They're getting everything done ahead of time and they never have any crises really pop up. In the words of author Alan Lakin, work smarter, not harder. Here's a scenario for not urgent and not important, and it's the same party. It's 2 weeks until the party. You decide you need another food item to your menu. You have enough food already. This item is not necessary, it's just extra, and you have 2 weeks, so it's not urgent either. And the kicker, if you don't add it to the menu, there are no consequences. One of the easiest ways to prioritize is to make a weekly to-do list. And here's just one illustrated here. Whether you need a daily, weekly, or monthly list depends on your lifestyle and your life organization. Be careful, however, not to allow list making to get out of control. Some people spend a good 2 or 3 hours just making lists and crossing them off. They are not accomplishing their goals. And of course, don't keep multiple lists. Everything should go on your one list, and it needs to be the urgent and important items only. Rank the items on your to-do list, in this case the weekly to-do, in order of importance and time. You can choose to group items in categories such as high, medium, and low priority or importance. You can number them in order, or use color if you love to see the color on your planner. Keep in mind, the goal is not to mark off the most items. The goal is to mark off all the high priority items. Having this prioritized to-do list allows you to easily say no to activities that would be fun and provide a sense of achievement even, but they don't fit your basic priorities or goals for that day. Here's a weekly to-do list chunk, so you can just see on Monday things have been prioritized, and you can see they have accomplished number 1 and 2 on both lists, the most important ones. Okay? Here's a daily to-do list if that's all that you want to cope with. Now this is nice because it includes that personal section down at the bottom of the day. And Austin Peay State University has published that recharge time, sometimes called creative time, recovery, or downtime, is very important to replenish your human spirit. So here is where you would schedule that time in the personal section for your own personal good. A daily priority list. This is what you do for your 30 minutes every morning. Order your priorities. Take 2 to 5 minutes before each task and decide what you want to accomplish. And then when it is done, take 2 to 5 minutes to evaluate the result. Here you are learning whether you're correct in assigning priorities and importance and whether the results are actually worth it, so that you will get better and better at time management as you go. Time management experts recommend using a personal planning tool. Use it all the time. It doesn't matter. Use only one, but carry it with you everywhere. It can be electronic. It can be those PDAs, those used to be PDAs. It can be the little book, they still have pocket diaries. It can be a whole calendar. It can be on your phone. Some people use index cards or regular notebooks. Immediately when you open your new planning tool, write down your repeating tasks, any set schedules you have, and any memory joggers that will free your mind to focus on your priorities. Auditory learners may prefer to dictate their thoughts, and that's fine. The key is to find one planning tool that works for you and use that tool. Tips for using a planning tool well. Always record your information on the tool itself. If you jot yourself notes and then have to re-enter it, you're doing that work twice. Inefficient. Review your planning tool daily. Carry your tool with you. Remember to keep a list of your priorities in your planning tool and refer to it often. Synchronize your electronic planners with your computer and recharge the batteries in everything. And of course, last but not least, keep a backup system. Here's a monthly schedule, just as an example. It's a calendar page for the month, and you can put in the things that you know are coming up. Your daily to-do list, however, would have to go into more detail for each of these days. Like, for instance, the math quiz there on the 8th. Well, you might want to schedule some study time in earlier on. That would be your daily to-do list. And here's a weekly schedule at a glance. These are good for the regular things like classes that you always attend, or if you have workshops or meetings that you need to go to. And here's the weekly schedule that's actually marked out in hours. So it just depends on what's going to work for you. Here's a cute one that uses a lot of color. If you're a visual learner, this is a lot of fun to make. And it's easy to see where you have to go and what you have to be if you use different colors for different projects or different classes or different tasks to be done. Now be careful with your labels. This one has free time in it. Isn't there a cost for free time? Okay, if nothing is scheduled at that time, consider what your goal is for that time frame and change the label. There's no free time if you are accomplishing all your goals. Recharge time, hobby time, social time, phone time, Facebook time. Make sure that you schedule that into your free time, otherwise you end up wasting that time. University of Massachusetts has published a time management PowerPoint with the advice that all work and no play is poor time management. So be sure that you put the play in your schedule. It's a great energy-producing, fun-to-do activity. If that whole calendar was too much, just cut it up one day. Okay, here's some digital forms of to-do lists. You've got a couple of phones, different apps in those phones. Learn to use them when you get a phone. Practice using them, see if they'll work for you. Remember that repeat function on those. Boy, if it's recurring, get it in there as repeating. Make sure that you use the alert tones too, so that you're interrupted from something you may be doing that should be finished or that is no longer quite so important, or that just slips on the priority list. There are lots of tips. If you want to just look online, you can certainly find out how to use everything to the best of your ability. Okay, our fourth time management tip, get organized. You have to implement a system that allows you to handle information only once. Personal organizers recommend that you get rid of clutter. Clutter in your home, clutter in your life, clutter on your calendar. Okay, if you have a room you want to declutter, set up 3 boxes, one labeled keep, one labeled give away, and another one labeled toss. Separate the clutter without getting emotionally involved and put the stuff in the appropriate box. Immediately take the box that says toss to the garbage. Do not keep it around, do not expect to look at it later. The giveaway box, you can delegate it to a non-family member, or just take it over to one of those charities that would thrill to have it. Or you can put it on free cycle, whatever you think would be, but get it out of your house ASAP. Now that clutter is gone. You have to deal with the stuff that's the keep. Put it away where it belongs. All right, time management tip number 5, schedule your time accordingly. Well, according to what? Even the busiest people find time for what they want to do and what they feel is important, both. Entrepreneur.com, copyrighted 2016, published that you should expect to schedule 50% of your day as appointments towards your goals, and that's not sleeping time. Scheduling is not just recording what you have to do, like meetings and appointments. It is also making a time commitment to the things you want to do and that are priorities. Good scheduling requires that you know yourself. Determine the times of day when you're the most productive and alert, and plan your most challenging tasks for when you have the most energy. Block out time for your high priority activities first and protect that time from interruptions. If you know you will have waiting time or commuting time, schedule small tasks such as writing a letter, jotting a shopping list, reading or listening to voicemails, and other things of that nature. University of Massachusetts comes in again with the attitude that waiting time is not wasted time. Waiting time is gift time. Use it well with an attitude of gratitude for the extra time. Time management tip number 6, delegate. Delegation means assigning responsibility for a task to someone else, freeing up your valuable time for tasks that require your particular expertise. Delegation begins by identifying tasks that others can do and then select an appropriate person to do it. You need to select someone with appropriate skills, experience, interest, and authority to accomplish the task without you. Be as specific as possible in defining the task and your expectations, but allow that person some freedom to personalize the task. Occasionally, check in with that person to see how well they're progressing, if they've got hung up or don't understand. And be careful not to take over responsibility. Just give them whatever they need to finish. And of course, don't forget to reward that person for a job well done, or make suggestions for improvement if needed. Now remember, a simple thank you is considered a reward. It does not have to be a gift. Another way to get help is to buy time by obtaining goods or services that save you time. For example, pay someone to mow your lawn or clean your house. You can use a computerized system. You can join a carpool if you need to get your children places and you just get kind of tired of doing that, or you need to be somewhere else doing something more important. If your kids are going to somewhere a lot of other people go, carpool. During these times that someone else is taking care of these tasks, you are then scheduled to do other activities. Time management tip number 7. Stop procrastinating. You may be putting off tasks for lots of reasons. If it's overwhelming or unpleasant, or you think it will be, break down that task into smaller segments. Number 1, that will require less time commitment at one time, and you'll have specific, realistic deadlines. If you can't even seem to get started, you may need to complete a preparatory class, such as collecting materials or organizing your notes. Schedule that in. And try building a reward system into your time management so that as you complete each small segment of the task, you feel good as you're moving forward. And lastly, if you find yourself still procrastinating, just do it. Doing the right thing on time is more important than doing things right but too late. Perfectionism is not effective in results. Time management tip number 8. Manage your time wasters. Your time, of course, will be impacted by external factors imposed by other people and things. You can decrease or eliminate the time spent in these activities by implementing some very simple tips. Consider seeing less of negative people. 20% of your thoughts and actions will produce 80% of your results. Do you want negative results? No. Check your email and voicemail only 2 or 3 times a day. Force yourself to do that. You'll be amazed. It makes no difference. Entrepreneur.com suggests first thing in the morning to schedule important tasks and urgent mails, and the last thing at night to prepare a to-do list that has to be done for the next day, and then sometimes a check at lunch that will keep you in a position to take advantage of regular office hours if you want to call your doctor, or if something crops up in the middle and you have to do a little bit of juggling or changing things in the near future. Consider eliminating all phone calls if emails will work just as well. Conversations over the phone can waste a lot of time. And of course, turn off all technology during scheduled tasks so that no new emails or Facebook alerts are barging in and distracting you. Here's time management practice. It's a good one. Waste no time. Okay, this is a document. It's an example of a helpful tool to assist you in not wasting time and determining how much time you have for homework. Of course, put your personal record of how many hours you have time to do homework. You have to be realistic about this. How much time do you spend sleeping? How much time do you spend commuting? All of these things have to be acknowledged before you have the proper amount of time to schedule. So take a few minutes now to fill it out in your own form, because you need to be practicing understanding how very little time you have, actually. And that just shows you how important it is to schedule your minutes so that you can accomplish your goals. Time management practice. Use all time. This is just kind of a review. There is no free time. It needs to be scheduled doing things that are important to you. If you set priorities, plan, and schedule everything, errands, exercise, sleep, meals, social activities, travel time, you're going to see how much time you have and where in the day you have it to put in your study time or other social activities that are recharge time. If you plan ahead, you can schedule your time appropriately. You must read your course calendar, and you're always resetting your priorities as necessary. If you need help or want review or face-to-face, this is our website. You can go here and schedule an appointment into our scheduler after you get registered. And that appointment, again, can be face-to-face in the building with us or online. Make use of it. Thank you very much.